they asked me, did I get nervous in Sunday school? I said, absolutely, very much so. So I do ask for your prayers this morning. I'm going to be reading from 2 or 3 different places in the scriptures this morning. I want to talk about 2 things, I guess. Actually about 4 things, but the biggest thing is what we'll talk about this morning is about prayer. We are busy people today, very busy people. I include myself in that. I have a job that requires a lot of my time, and can hardly ever leave it. Well, no matter where I am, I have to be involved. I have to keep BlackBerry with me, and I'm going to talk about it in just a few minutes. Keep up with what's going on. Where I work is some of the areas are run 7 days a week. We work on Sundays as well. We're a busy, fast-paced world. So in 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, and then I'm going to be going back into Ephesians in just a few minutes in the 5th chapter, and pretty much going to stay there. Timothy says here, I exhort therefore that first of all, supplications, prayers, intercessions, and giving of thanks be made for all men, for kings and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet, peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. We went to eat last night, and I noticed there was a family sitting over kind of across from us. There was 4 of them, mom and dad, and a couple boys, and hadn't started eating good yet, so the father had to do something on his BlackBerry. He stayed a few minutes on it. And it wasn't long until I saw as a 10 or 12-year-old, he was texting or taking care of something on the phone at that point. We've got to a point today, and I'm not just picking on phones because that's not exactly what this is about, but it's about that we've got so many distractions today that it makes it difficult for relationships. And I'm talking about relationships with God, our relationship with our church, our relationship with our spouses, and just relationship with other people. We're in a world today that's so fast-paced and so many things going on that we lose focus of the things that are important. We can go, and it's easy for me, I can go all week sometimes and really not work on my relationship with God like it needs to be. As I said, we are in a fast-paced world today, and I realize that. And I realize some people, like Dr. Carter, they have to be on call. I can understand that. But I don't necessarily have to be on call. I feel like I need to be sometimes, but I don't have to be. It's not a life or death situation if Seco can't get a hold of me. It might be a life or death for Dr. Carter, but it's not a life or death in my situation. Now, my bosses think it is sometimes, but it's not. It's not really a life or death situation. I get phone calls on Sundays a lot of times from my boss. I get emails and texts on Sundays from my boss a lot of times wanting me to answer something, ask me a question, whatever it may be. And sometimes I have to answer the phone. I feel like I do anyway. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I put it away, turn it off, just let it sit, and hope for the best come Monday morning. You know. In the 5th chapter of Ephesians, starting in the 1st verse, he says, be ye therefore followers of God as dear children. You know, our children watch what we do, and they mimic what we do. You know, I've seen so many times is that, and I've heard people talk about it, can we not make it through church without having a text message that we've got to answer? Could those guys last night not make it through dinner without having to do a text message or answer a phone call, having dinner with your family? Same thing goes in church. You know, we get so busy, we think we've got to answer all those things. There's so many things going on in the world, and we want to keep up with all of it. We want to know everything that's going on. The problem is we adults don't set a good example on that. I'm one of them. I assure you, I don't set a good example on that. Work takes too big of a priority a lot of times. It should not. It should not, especially in my case. It should not, but it does a lot. So, it tells us be followers of God as dear children, but not only as dear children, but us as adults. We need to be followers of God. When it comes church time, we need to be ready to go to church. You know, we need to put all those things aside. Now, a lot of times, if we're going somewhere after church or something, I'll keep my phones with me and keep them on. They're always on vibrate, but seldom, if ever, are they ever turned off. When I get on an airplane, it's probably the only time that they ever get turned off. And that's sad. That's the only time. You know, years ago, when people went on vacation, they were on vacation. There was no way hardly anybody could contact them. You could actually get away from work. Even doctors could get away from work. But it's not that way anymore. We've got all this technology. There's not a place in this world, other than a few little places as I drive to work, that you don't have signal for a cell phone. That's an important thing, isn't it? Where I'm looking, that's very important. Am I going to get good signal everywhere I go? You know, the problem is that we worry about having good signal on the cell phone so the world can get reaches. We don't worry about having good signal with God. You know, that's the signal that needs to be the strongest. That's when we need to have 5 bars, is our signal to God. You know, we're so concerned about all those others, but we lose our signal with God. We get to those, they call them dead zones. You see all the advertisements about the dead zones that are out there, you know, for your cell phones. Our problem is that we get into the world and we get away from God and we're in a dead zone from God. We get at work, we're in a dead zone from God. We get sometimes at home dealing with our children, even we get a dead zone from God, with God. We stay in those dead zones way too often. You know, when I'm driving to work, there's an area of about 10, 15 miles that I have no signal whatsoever on the cell phone, other than if you top a hill every so often and get a little. But we don't worry too much about making sure we got the 5 bars from God. And that's the most important signal that we need to have. You know what it says? And walk in love as Christ also hath loved us and hath given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet smelling savor. There's this show that comes on, I watch it sometimes on Friday. I think it's on Friday nights, where what would you do? Something like that. And they show people that are maybe passed out, or maybe somebody's done something to them, and they watch as people pass by. Do they stop to help? And most of the time, they don't. Very few more. Now, they're not doing this in the South, and I know people in the South tend to be more helpful than others. But you know what? We don't stop anymore because we don't have time. We're in this fast pace. I got to make sure I got 5 bars everywhere I go. I got to make sure that my cell phone's going to work. I got to make sure I catch every email that comes through. I can't afford to miss anything. We're in such a hurry, we can't miss anything. I got to make sure, even when I'm at church, I got to make sure that I've got everything turned on. And that if it buzzes twice, it means I've got a text message. It's probably important. I better stop. I better exit the church for just a few minutes. I've got to check and see what's going on. Don't have time to even come and worship God. And how long are we in here for? An hour, hour and a half, or something? Don't even have time for that anymore. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. There's been a lot of times I've been sitting on the pew. My phone buzzes twice. I'm thinking, what do I do? Do I get up and answer it? Do I sit here? Sometimes I get up and answer it. Sometimes I sit here. What I should have done, I should have turned it off before I got here, and then it wouldn't have buzzed. Then I wouldn't have been worried about it because I was distracted the rest of the service because I was worried who was trying to call me, what was going on at work, what are the problems, what do I need to be addressing, all that type of stuff. There's a lot of times in the morning when I'm getting ready, and I'll be frustrated and sigh and make a few noises, and my wife said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I just got to read my emails." It'd be nice sometimes just to wait till I get to work before I get frustrated anyway. You know, we can't do that anymore because we're in this fast-paced world. And it strains our relationships. That's really what I want to focus on, is our relationships with God, with our spouses, with our church. It strains all of those relationships because we don't have time to attend church every time the church meets. We don't meet that often, but we don't have time to attend. It strains our relationship with our church and with our members here at the church. Those relationships are strained. You know, there's a lot of people that go to church here that I don't even know your names. That's my fault. It's not anybody else's fault but mine. Because, you know why? I just don't have time. I got too many things going on, so I think. It says, but fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becometh saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. For this you know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an adulterer, hath any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience. Be not therefore partakers with them. For ye are sometimes in darkness, for ye were sometimes darkness, but now are light in the Lord. Walk as children of the light. The other thing is that years ago when the cell phones first came out, the good thing about them was you were still at least tethered to your vehicle anyway. But they weren't. They're not that way anymore. But the thing is today is they can do about anything that a PC can do. And the bad thing is that we get things on those things, and our young people especially get things and view things and see things on those that are unhealthy, that they shouldn't be seeing. They get a text message from somebody for certain things that they shouldn't see, that they shouldn't be a part of. And yet you open them up and you view them, and there we are. We shouldn't have seen it. It shouldn't have ever been sent to us. Yet we have the technology here today. And I brought mine with me just to give you an example. Normally it's always with me. And I turned it off this morning, if I can get it out of my pocket. But it's always with me. Always on my belt. Unless I'm in the bed. And then it's beside my bed. When it's not lonely. Because I feel like I need to be there with it all the time. I'm tethered to this instead of what I need to do. I'm worried about, in other words, I don't get any text messages on this that says, thank God for the day. I don't get anything on this that says, have a blessed day. I don't get those things on this. All I get is something going on at work or whatever, problems of some sort. And that's the problem that as I've said today. This is probably one of the biggest distractions that the world has to deal with today, just from a relationship with God. You know, young people can't make it through a church service. It doesn't matter what church service it is, without getting a text. And they got to answer. Got to answer. I understand. I'm the same way. I'm guilty too. I'm picking on the young people. I'm guilty too. As I said, when this thing buzzes, it just tears me up. What do I need to do? You know, you don't want to be flipped over there and peek down and looking at it, you know, because somebody might see me. But, you know, the thing is that it should have been turned off when I got here. Then I wouldn't have to worry about it. We all should do that. I know the statement says turn it off. I'm guilty. I don't always turn it off. Yes, I should. He asks just about every week, would you turn it off? And yet I don't always turn it off. Now you won't hear it go off because as I said, keep it on silent. But it doesn't matter. It still distracted me. Or it's distracted my 2-year-old. Every time it buzzes, he points at it. When he hears that noise, he knows what it is. Isn't that sad? The 2-year-old knows exactly what that noise is. I know. That's bad, isn't it? But that's just the way it is. And that's what I'm talking about. If we turn these things off, mine wouldn't be noticing these things. He would notice that it's turned off when I step into the church. Or that I leave it in the van when I step into church. I better not do that. And it affects our relationship with God. It affects our time to pray. You're dead on your knees praying and it buzzes. It's a distraction. Is it not? How are you going to pray to God? How are you going to talk? How are you going to have a conversation? A prayer is just having a conversation with God. That's what it's about. You know, I've had people to ask me about if they're lost and they come up to the altar. What do I say? I say, talk to God just like you were talking to anybody else. There are no magic words. There's no magic words. Even today, I've been saved for a long time. There's no magic words when I talk to God other than, Lord, forgive me. That's always the first magic word I need to say. But outside of that, there's no magic words. But the problem is we get down trying to talk to God and this buzzes. We get down trying to do anything and this thing is a distraction to us. Or whatever it may be. Our television sets can be a distraction. There's a lot of things out there, but this goes with us. So far, I haven't been able to take a television set with, although I think there's these coming out that you can watch television on them now that have just come out. So I guess it's going to get to the point we can be entertained in church now if we need to be. But, you know, it should be that we can put these things aside and focus on our relationship with God. The same goes with our relationship with the church. Amen. We need to have a relationship with our church. Now, I don't mean the buildings. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about with the people that go to church here. As I said, this keeps me so busy because I feel like I've got to answer every call that takes place and got to know everything that's going on. Seco's been around for 30-something years. It was there before I got there, and still is. It'll probably be there when I leave. But I don't feel like it can be. It's sad, isn't it? But that's just the way we are. That's just the way we are. You know, I'm proud of what I do for a job. Misunderstand me, but we just take it too serious, and it interferes with our relationship. It interferes with our relationship with the church. A lot of times, there's a lot of 12-hour days that I work. I'm not able to make it to church on Wednesday nights, and I'm trying my best to do better with that and leave on time. But even then, I struggle to get out the door in time to get home, just to get my shoes changed and get the van with my wife and get to church. There's been a few times I just had to meet her out here in the parking lot because I could not get home with her. But you know what? I just didn't make enough effort. You know, our relationship with God is exactly what we put into it. There's the old saying that the man that was out on the street corner playing guitar, and he was going to pass the hat around, and he threw a nickel in the hat. And passed the hat around to all the people that were standing around, and when the hat came back, there was still the nickel in it. And his son looked at him and said, if you put more in, you'd have got more back. And that's our problem today. We don't put enough in, and we don't get much back. We put very little in. I put very little in. We put very little into our church so many times. We've got people in our church, as we've heard talk about, that are going through lots of trials and tribulations right now. We need to be praying for them. Not talking about it, but praying for them. Praying that everything will work out. Let God handle it. I don't know how it needs to work out. I don't even know how my own life needs to work out, much less somebody else's life. But we need to be praying that the Lord would help us to get our lives worked out in the directions that it should be. And we don't have time, do we? I just don't have time to pray for you. You know, I heard somebody say one time that somebody come up to them and ask them, would you pray for me? They said they would just stop immediately and say a prayer because they felt bad they did, they forget when they walked away. We're bad about that, aren't we? We're bad about that. We forget. You know, that's because it's not on our mind. This is what's on our mind, right? This is what's on our mind. Our work. But we need that relationship with our church. In 1 Corinthians over here, in the 11th chapter, about 16th verse here, it says, but if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of God. Now in this I declare to you, I praise you not, that you come together not for the better, but for the worse. For first of all, when you come together in church, I hear that there may be divisions among you, and partly I believe it. You know, Paul's talking to the church of Corinth here, and he says, for there must also heresies among you, that which are approved may be made manifest among you. You know, because we don't get to know our church members well, when we hear things about our church members, it's like, well, I wonder if that's true. Because we don't know our church members well, do we? We don't know them as well as we ought to. And we hear something out on the street that we should have never heard to begin with, but we hear things, so I wonder if that's true. And we wonder that because we don't know our church members like we should. We don't know them. We don't interact as we should. We don't talk about things that we should. Talk about one another, how much we love one another, how important it is that we meet here every week, how important that it is that our children see that we love one another, that no matter what happens, that we're going to stand up for one another, that this church down here on earth is the most important thing that we have. And it is. Our relationship at our church is the most important relationship we'll ever have. They're the only people, the people that just look around, these are the only people that when no matter what happens, they'll be here for you. You can't count on that from people from work. You can't count on that from necessary people even in your neighborhood, but you can count on that from people at work. I mean at church. You can count on that from people at church. They'll be there. They'll be there. They'll make time. They'll put this down. They'll put this down and come help. Pray for you when you need prayer. And we all need prayer. You know what? Life's not an easy thing necessarily, but you know it is exactly what we make of it. It is exactly what we make of it. We don't put much into it a lot of times. We don't put much into our relationship with our church and God. Therefore, we don't seem to get much back, and we wonder why. We wonder why we see the things we see in the world today. Why we see all the destruction and all the things that we see today is because we don't have time to pray. We don't have time to pray for one another. We don't have the time to pray to God and talk to Him. Lord, help me. What can I do? What can I do to be a better church member? What can I do? We don't really want to know those questions sometimes. But what can I do to be a better church member? As I said, there's so many times that, and I'm guilty now, I'm not, please don't. What is it, the old thing that says if you point the finger, you get three pointing back at you? I don't know if you count the thumb or not, but you get three pointing back at you? It's exactly the situation I'm in today. Actually, it's all 4 or 5 pointing back at me. That's what I'm talking about. But it's so important that we nurture a relationship we have with the church members. This church is the largest church that I've ever been a member of. I've been a member at Clarksburg. I've been a member at Yuma. A couple of different times a member at Yuma. This is the largest church. There's a lot more people. And it's harder to know everybody. It's harder to get together and understand everybody, know their lifestyle. But we got to make an effort or we'll never get there. We don't make that get away from church for a while, or something happens to the church that you attend, then you realize how important it is. Some people that are here have been through that, they don't want to talk about it. You don't know how important your church is to you until something happens in your church, or something happens to your church, or whatever it may be. You don't realize how important it is, how important that relationship is with your church members. But you're not going to have one if you don't put something into it. It takes time, it takes effort. I'm guilty of it. I know everybody, I'm not a talkative person. I am not. And I know some people are into that. I don't talk much. I don't say much. It's just the way I am. I don't say much around. When I get up here, I have to talk. So I don't have any choice. I don't have any choice, then I have to talk. But I'm not a talkative person. I don't say much. I don't say much at any time, most of the time. But for me to be, if I want to have a better relationship with my church, I got to talk more. I got to say more. People got to know what I think, what I feel, whatever it may be. They got to know that. And the only way I can do that is if I put forth the effort, right? I've got to be the one to put forth the effort. I can't wait and say, well, Susie doesn't like me because she won't ever come talk to me. Well, if I don't go talk to Susie, then I don't really know if she likes me or not. Now, if I go talk to Susie and she walks off and says, leave me alone, then I know maybe she doesn't like me, all right? But until I put forth that effort, I don't know that, now do it. And we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't make those efforts, and that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we need to do. We need to work hard on our church relationship. We need to work hard. First off, we need to have that relationship with God. You got to be saved to have a relationship with God. I think everybody here understands that. Lost and saved, everybody understands you got to be saved to have a relationship with God. And that's important. That needs to be number one, because you're not going to have a relationship with the church if you don't have a relationship with God, right? If your relationship with God is strained, then your relationship with the church is going to be strained, because people come up to you and say, well, Brother Kevin, I thought I saw you out doing so-and-so. Yeah, you probably did. And you walk what? All right, so number one, if I got the relationship right with God, then the next thing I need to do is work on my relationship with my church, right? Get that word as good as it can be. Now understand, you're not going to be 100% agreeable with every person in church, especially when you got a church that's got 200 people going. And I know not all 200 of you are necessarily here at the exact same time, sometimes. But you're not 100% going to agree on everything. Me and my wife don't agree on everything. We don't. We're not going to a church, but I still love my wife very, very much. You know, so we don't have to agree on everything in church to love one another and to have a relationship with one another, the kind that we should have. Love one another, help one another, be concerned about one another. As I said, if you watch this show on TV, sometimes these people are, they had a man that was a homeless man that was laid out on the street. And there was, I don't know how many hundreds of people walked by and nobody stopped to help him because they just assumed he's a homeless man. He'd probably been there for days. Nobody stopped to help him. And honestly, I don't know if I would have either. Sad to say. You know, we don't do that with our church members. If they're laid out somewhere, we're going to stop and help them. A lot of times we don't. And that's our fault. We've got to work on that relationship. So, next one we're reading here, and please don't take these scriptures. I'm going to read in the 20th verse here. It talks about relationship between husband and wife, spouses. And then we're going to talk about relationship with others. But first off, our relationship with God's got to be right. All right? If our relationship with God's not right, then there's nothing else. We can't need anything else till our relationship with God's right. We got to work on that. It can always be better. We have a thing where I work at, they call it Kaizen, lean. It's always about making continuous improvements. It says no matter how good you make something, it can always be better. And no matter what kind of relationship we have with God, it can always be better. Amen. We can always do more. Same thing goes with our relationship with our church members. No matter how good it may be, some of you have been members here a long time. And you know every person in here by name, and you know a lot about them. But no matter how good that relationship is, it can always be better. And the same thing goes next with our spouses. Our relationship can always be better. It says in here, in the 20th verse, it says, giving thanks always for all things unto God and the Father in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. And he is the Savior of the body. I'm going to stop here for just a minute. Now, a lot of people misinterpret this verse. Does not mean that we're slaves. Women are not slaves to men. We are not slaves to God. If we're where we're supposed to be and God asked me to come, God asked me years ago to preach. I didn't have to do that. I don't have to join the church. I don't have to be saved. But if we're going to get where our relationships, we're going to get things where they need to be, that has to be. We have to have that relationship. So, what this is saying is that if relationships are right, then the wives submit yourselves to the husbands, only if the relationships are correct. That's what it means. Just as we would the Lord. The Lord is not going to force anybody to do anything. He never has. He's not going to until He calls it into the world. At that point, there'll be some forcing in. But as long as we're walking about this earth, He's not going to do that. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands and everything. And you got to understand, He's making comparison to the church here. Making comparison to the church. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave Himself for it. That is one love that's the most difficult for me to understand. Jesus Christ gave His life for the church. And for us to be saved. That's a hard thing to imagine. And it tells us there for husbands to love the wives just as the Christ loved the church. That's a hard thing to understand sometimes. But without that relationship's not going to be where it needs to be. That's what's required. That's what He's talking about here. It says that He might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the Word, that He might present it to Himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, even as the Lord of the church. For we are members of His body, as of His flesh and of His bones. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband. You know, this is not scriptures that we hear read a lot. We don't hear them taught a lot, but they're important. It goes back to the same thing on relationships. Okay? If we don't have the correct relationship with our spouses and with our church members, we're not going to have a good relationship with God. These are not go down in order. These are all tied together. You can't have I can't dislike Brother Ray Smith and just despise him every time I see him and have a good relationship with God. It's not going to happen. It won't work that way. I can't dislike Brother Brent and say that I love the church, because I don't. Brother Brent's part of the church, and I love Brother Brent. Alright? But I can't have a good relationship with God if I don't have a good relationship with Him. I can't have a good relationship with Him if I don't have a good relationship with my spouse. All of it has to go hand in hand. It all has to work together. And as I said, when I go back into, there's interferences in life with our relationships. Guess which one's a big one? Here it is again. Right? It's a distraction. Word interferes with our relationship with church. It interferes with our relationship with God. It interferes with our relationship with our spouses. Too many times, I'm pointing to me, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of that. You know, when people first get married, the relationship's a lot more important. See? But as we go on, we tend to focus on those things that are out there in the world. We let our relationship with our spouses dwindle. Not be where it should be. I'm guilty. My wife will tell you that I'm guilty. That I pay too much attention to work sometimes than what I should. I think she'd be the first one to raise her hand and say amen. I know she would. Right? You know, when I've heard the old joke, you know, that the man said, well, you know, my wife and I first got married, she was so sweet I could just eat her up. He said, well, what about now? He said, now I wish I had. Is it not? But the deal is, it goes back into the passing the hat around with the nickel man. You get out of whatever you put into it. Right? So many times we don't put into it what we expect out of it. We expect more than what we put into it. We expect God to give us, to win the lottery. We've got all the money we can think of. We expect God to put us in the church that nobody ever has any problems, nobody ever fusses, nobody ever gets doesn't get along. And he also expects us to put us in a relationship that the wife's going to wait on the husband. If you're a man, that's what we expect, right? We expect that we're going to be waiting on hand and foot and all these types of things. We're not going to put any kind of effort back into the relationship whatsoever, and everything's just going to be rosy. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. People that have been here and been married a long time, they know what I'm talking about. You know? Now, even if you're in another relationship, if you young people back there are in a relationship, you got to understand, you'll get back what you put into it. We got young people that are in here that are engaged. Different ones. I know your son's engaged. Chad's engaged to be married, and I know there's some others in here that are as well. And it's important that they understand how important prayer is. When I go back to all these things to talk about relationship, the biggest, important, the most important thing is prayer. It's prayer. You know, talk to God, Lord, help me. What do I need to do? There's been a lot of times my wife and I had a discussion, and I know she must be talking to God because she rolled her eyes up and said, "Oh, Lord, help me." I know she's talking to God. Right? We need to do that. We don't do that enough, though, do we? We don't call on God to help us through our relationship. We don't, of any kind. Of any kind. You young people, when you get into a relationship, you need to understand that if that person that you're in a relationship with doesn't tell you the truth, or even if you're older and get into a relationship, if you're older, if that person doesn't tell you the truth, that person doesn't attend church with you, or doesn't attend church, they're not going to. They're not going to be honest later on. If they're not honest now, they're not going to be honest later. If they don't attend church now, they're probably not going to attend church later. They might get saved and start coming to church. It does happen. Don't misunderstand it. But the likelihood is that they won't. The Bible says in Corinthians, "Be not unequally yoked one with another." Now it does say that if you end up married to someone that's lost, try to stay with them, try to help them, hopefully that they'll get saved. And I'm paraphrasing it quite drastically. There's a lot more detail in there. But the thing is that you young people, when you enter into a relationship, you've got to understand that this person needs to be somebody that would satisfy you as time goes on. I made the analogy some time ago that today, too many people, when they're getting into a relationship, they're not looking for a soulmate, they're looking for a playmate. Right? Looking for a playmate. And playmate's fun for a little while, right? But eventually, you're ready to have something different to play with, right? So it's important when you're in a relationship like that, you young people especially, you're looking for somebody's soulmate. Never make a date with anyone who wouldn't make a good mate. Period. That's the way it should be. Young or old. Young or old. If you're looking for a relationship. Never make a date with somebody who wouldn't make a good mate. So many times that's not what's on our mind. Today, if you're looking for a soulmate, you're not going to find one in a bar somewhere. I assure you. You may find a playmate there for a little while, but you will not find a soulmate in a bar. It's not going to happen. You may get married, you may stay married a while, but it won't be a soulmate, I assure you. So what? I come to church here, I don't know where else to look. Well, there's other churches around, there's revivals going on, there's lots of things that you might go and meet someone out there. Oh, that's mine. Church. As I said too many times today, and the problem too today is that the relationships that people, and I wouldn't use the word young people, but you know, when I look on my televisions and all this thing, it's not just young people anymore. The relationships that people are looking for today, physical relationships. Physical relationship, and if you're old enough to understand that, you know what I'm talking about. That's as far as I'm going to carry the words there. Correct? That's the type that they're looking for today. Doesn't matter about the rest of it. The physical relationship part of it, that's all I'm looking for. That's all I want. The problem is that it goes back into the relationship with God. If that's the kind of relationship you're looking for out of a soulmate or a playmate or whatever, then you're not going to have a relationship with the church like you should. You're not going to have a relationship with God like you should. And then we wonder, why are things the way they are in my life? Why are things the way they are in my life? It's because we've got the wrong kind of relationships. Wrong kind of relationships so many times. Wrong kind of relationship with God. Wrong kind of relationship with the church. Wrong kind of relationship either with a spouse or possibly a significant other. I guess you could use the word boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever terms are used today. So it's important that you young people understand this, or older people, if you're separated or whatever, divorced, I should say, or whatever, and you're out there and looking for a relationship. The thing is, you got to understand is that what are you looking for? Because if you're looking for someone to love you back, then it's got to be somebody that falls within the kids' church that's honest. You know, honesty is important. Honesty is very important. Honesty is important in your relationship with God. You can't lie to God anyway, right? You already know. But our relationship is important to our church members. I can lie to Brother Brent and tell him I agree with him on everything. We're not going to agree on everything. That's okay. It's okay. I can lie to him. What good is that done? There's nothing wrong with agreeing to disagree, either. There's nothing wrong with agreeing to disagreeing with your spouse, either, is there? We do sometimes. We agree to disagree. And we go on. It's okay. But it's important that we be honest. And you got to understand, you young people, you got to be honest. You need to be honest. And if the one that you're with is not honest, they're probably not going to be. Don't tie yourself up with someone like that. You know, life is short. Life is really short. Ask some of the ones that are older here at church. Life is short. We've got some here that are 99, approaching 100. I assure you, if I asked any of them, they would tell me life is short. Life is very short. You know, and we can go out and try to get with all the things that the world has to offer, they're not filling. You know, you eat lots of popcorn or lots of cereal. As a deacon that goes to church, and you used to call them shucks on cereal. So you can eat lots of those, they never fill you up, dude. That's the way the world is. You can eat lots of that stuff, but it will never fill you up. But a relationship with God, a relationship with your church, and a proper relationship with your spouse, those things will fill you up. And sometimes, you've been in church sometimes where people get so full that it just runs over. How often have you seen that lately? Haven't seen it much, have you? You know why? It's because we got so much of the world going on, we're not full, are we? We're not full. Because we're not taking the right stuff. We're not eating the right things with relationships to God and with our church and with our spouses. We're not doing those types of things, so therefore, we're not getting full. We're just eating on the world a little bit. It lasts for a little bit. And it does taste pretty good. Probably all of us have been out there in the world. Probably some of us will be out there tomorrow in the world. What I'm saying is, the world does taste pretty good. It's got a sweet taste to it. But the problem is, it doesn't fill you up. The sweet stuff rots your teeth. Go on and on, all the things we teach our children. That's the things of the world. That's the way they are. You know, the last thing is relationship with other people. And that can be outside the church. Basically, what I'm really talking about. You got neighbors and such outside the church. You know, when we get all these other things right, we'll have relationships with other people outside the church. We might have an influence to somebody outside the church at that point. We can't do that. We can't have an effect on the world if we don't have a good relationship with God, if we don't have a good relationship with our church, and we don't have a good relationship with our spouse. Because if I go to work and I tell them how awful a man is all the time, and then I tell them how much I love God, they're going to say, that doesn't make any sense to me. Does it? Right? Or if I go out and tell them how much I love my wife and how much I love God, well, now, I tell you what, over Brent Smith, I just can't stand it. Well, they would say it like that. If you want to sit on the front seat, I would. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, when we go out, if we want to have an influence on the world, I can tell them, and I need to mean it. I need to go out and tell them, because it goes back to the honesty thing, that I love my church, I love my wife, and I love God. When we get those things, we're going to have an influence out there in the world. And when we get those things, we're going to get filled up, we're going to overflow sometimes. And that's good. That's what we like. I want to read one other verse, and then I'm going to close here. I just want you to, this is one that's been read lots of times, but it is so true. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Those are the things today that we're wrestling with. Is that we're letting the world take over. We're letting the world come into our churches. We're letting the world come into our relationships with our spouses. You know, there's all kinds today of adultery going on. And again, I'm trying to use the words where, correctly. Lots of adultery going on in the world today. And the reason it's there is, again, because you don't have the right relationship with God, you don't have the right relationship with the church, you don't have the right relationship with their spouses. That's the reason those things go on. All kinds of things. There's all kinds of child pornography going on today. It goes back to those same three relationships. There's all kinds of pornography out there on the world that you can watch. All those things go back to having the wrong kind of relationships with the church, with God, with spouses. Or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be. People today think it's okay to live. Again, there's something wrong with your relationship with God, with the church, if you're living together with somebody, because it's wrong. The Bible says. Today, I'm going to close. And I know you're tired of hearing, but I'm going to close. I want you to remember three things, please. That it takes prayer, and it takes work, and it takes effort. What we need to do to have a relationship with God, the church, and with our spouses. Get those three relationships where they need to be.